Welcome back to Sideline Tickle Sports Podcast. I'm still your humble host, DJ Scott. I know I've been away for a while. It's been crazy time, not gonna lie to you. But I'm back and I'm here to recap probably the best week so far we've had in the NFL, week 14. So without further ado, let's start the show. And we're gonna start with, as you can see, I know it's the green screen is making it go into it, but as you can see, still rocking my green, still rocking my Eagles, but man, they are down bad. We're gonna start with that game. I want to talk about that first. Eagles Chargers. Eagles lost. Chargers won. Let's say that Chargers won the game 22-19. They were the better team on that day. It wasn't even close. Both teams start off, to be honest with you, this was a complete slop fest. I think it had 7 turnovers total. I think in the first half, Jalen Hurts had 5 turnovers total. Justin Herbert, I think, had 3. It was pretty horrible of a game, especially that first half. Yeah, Justin Herbert had 2 turnovers total. Jalen Hurts had 5 total. It was just a sloppy game offensively. But I think that this game, we shouldn't spend as much time on the offenses because, in my opinion, both the offenses played like shit, especially the Eagles. But let's talk about these defenses. Chargers defense is legit. Jesse Minter is going to be in some serious conversations for a head coaching job coming up because the types of stuff he was running, the type of play calls he was doing, he's been doing this all year too. It was incredible. That last play call with the interception that Jalen Hurts had, it was just a great play call to have Cam Hart there. I think he was playing. It looked like he was playing like some sort of like cloud or something of that nature, where he was just covering 2 guys at once, and he made an incredible play to tip the ball, and Tony Jefferson caught it. I think Jesse Minter is doing some incredible stuff defensively. I think the Eagles defense was going crazy. The fact that they still lost this game and they had, I think, 7 sacks total. Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. They had 7 sacks total. And they still lost the game because of how bad the offense is. But those defenses played their butts off. It was an incredible performance from both of those defenses. But with that said, I want to get to my notes a little bit. The Eagles are cooked, man. The Eagles are cooked. They're finished. This is officially, and I've been saying this since the beginning that it wasn't. So I retract my full statement. But this is officially 2023 all over again. That's what it is. It's officially 2023 all over again. It's an epic collapse. And I know people are gonna go at Jalen Hurts for this, and he played like shit. He's been playing like shit for the last couple of weeks. There's no doubt about it. Right now, he is not playing like a top 10 quarterback. There's that, just point blank simple. There's no way around it. There's no way to lie about that. He is not playing like a top 10 quarterback right now, regardless of where you have him. I still think personally, if I still look at him as top 5 overall, but right now, he's playing like maybe a top 20 guy, maybe right now. So like, he's not playing well right now at all. But I know everyone's going to make that a point of contention. It's going to make that a conversation point. But personally, miss me with let's shit on Jalen Hurts because of how bad he's been playing, when first of all he had 5 total turnovers in a week where Patrick Mahomes had 3 interceptions and lost to the Texans, and Joe Burrow threw 2 back-to-back interceptions to lose a game. So miss me with the Jalen Hurts is trash. He's this, is that. Jalen Hurts is the only guy that can have a game like this and actually get shit on for it. Meanwhile, Josh Allen will have a game like this and no one says anything. Granted, Josh Allen's a better quarterback. I'm not trying to say Jalen Hurts is in the same category. I think he's top 5, but I think, again, he's only top 5 because he's the best of the rest. I think there's 4 guys, and we all know who those 4 guys are: Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, and Jackson. It's 4 guys, and to be fair, Jackson is also not playing very well this year either. So Dak Prescott is arguably playing better than at least 3 of those guys. Are you gonna tell me Dak Prescott's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? No, he's playing like one right now. But he's not. But anyway, miss me with this Jalen Hurts is the problem, bench Jalen. I don't give it. Miss me with that. I think Jalen has done more than enough to earn his right to have a bad stretch of games and be left alone. The question to me personally is still the offense. The offense is poorly constructed. It has no rhythm. It has no timing. They don't seem prepared to play. This is the second time that I've watched not the second time, but this is the second time I've noticed watching an Eagles game where they fundamentally don't seem like they know what the other team is doing on defense. You had the Cowboys game where you had Jordan Mailata or Cam Jurgens, one of those offensive line players, I forget which one it was. They came out and said that they didn't know that Dallas was running odd fronts. They didn't know that Dallas was running odd fronts, even though Dallas has been running odd fronts for the last 2 weeks since they had traded for Quinnen Williams. Somebody's not watching film. Somebody's not watching tape, all right? So somebody's not preparing these people, this offense. Whose job is that? And granted, there are some good play calls there. I think Platullo, the play caller, is not as bad as people make him out to be, but I think Platullo, the coordinator, is absolute garbage. I think he does not know what he's doing. I think he does not know how to get this team prepared to play, and it's showing up on the field. And you can tell the players themselves do not have confidence in him or this offense. Jalen Hurts has been calling for plays under center for a while, hasn't barely gotten any. AJ Brown seems dejected. He seems just detached, like he doesn't really believe that this offense can win, so he's just not playing well. One of those interceptions was on him not, catching the ball and then tipping off his hand. It's a catchable ball. So there's clearly a lack of confidence in how this offense is being run and how this offense is being coordinated. I don't think the offensive players trust Patullo. I think when I say offensive players, I mean the main ones. I'm talking about Jalen, AJ, Devontae. I'm talking about those guys. I think they very clearly are not engaged in what he's doing. He is the problem to me. He's the main problem to me because I've seen Jalen with great coordinators. Is he coordinated specific? Yes, of course he is. But at the same time, I don't think that makes him a bad quarterback or not a good quarterback. I think he's a system guy. It's just what it is. He needs a good coordinator. Hopefully they find a new one next year. Sirianni is not a good coordinator. He's not good at calling the plays. He's good at the regular rah-rah stuff. So Patullo's got to go. And I hope that they understand that and they see that. But Patullo's got to go. It's just terrible. This offense just has no rhythm, has no life, has nothing. And so, like, they're pretty much dead in the water, in my personal opinion. I think they might still make the playoffs. They probably are still going to win the division, maybe. I don't know, because they're 8-5 now. They're only one win ahead of the Cowboys. 1.5, whatever. Yeah, I think they're pretty much dead in the water. Even if they win the division, I think they're a first-round exit. And the Eagles are cooked. It's unfortunate, but that is just the truth. Unless you are a hate watcher and you hate the Eagles, so it's probably good for you. And as far as the Chargers, Justin Herbert was decent in this game. He struggled as well, but he had more of an excuse. With his hand being in a sling, not in the sling, but having had surgery. I think overall it's just a big slop fest, and the team that made the least mistakes won, and that was the Chargers. So moving on to the next game, that is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Lions. I'm going to do this Thursday night game simply because I didn't get to do a Thursday night video. So I want to talk about this game. I want to talk about Detroit. I want to talk about the Cowboys versus the Lions. The Cowboys are, man, if they had a good defense, even like a halfway decent defense, they would probably be a much better team. But they have no way of stopping any team whatsoever. Like, they can score points. Dak, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, they can put up points, but they just can't stop anyone worth a damn. And the Lions are finally finding their groove as far as play calling goes. But then again, their defense is so bad. I don't even know if the Lions are actually like really that good, or if they're just coming across a really bad defense. But they can score points, and we know the Lions can score points. The main takeaway I had from this game, though, is Jahmyr Gibbs is the best running back in the NFL right now. Like, it's not even particularly close. He is the best running back in the NFL right now. He is doing incredible stuff. Jonathan Taylor is probably going to cross 2,000 yards at some point, but I still think Jahmyr Gibbs is just, he can give it to you any sort of way. He can give you the finesse run. He can give you the power run. He can make you fall. He can bust your butt. He's breaking a record for most touchdowns before the age of 26. Like, he is a really incredible player, and I just think we need to start acknowledging it and recognizing how good he is. Like, he is the best running back in football. And the takeaway I have for Dallas is just, Dallas. But, we'll see what Dallas just Dallas. I think they're gonna score points, but they're not gonna be good enough to really do anything spectacular. That's all I really had from that game. Really fun game. Lots of scoring. Fun to watch. Next, I have the Chicago Bears versus the Packers. This game, in my opinion, I think was the best game the whole weekend. Even better than, the Bills Cincinnati game had more like big moments, but this game was a lot more fun to me. Because it was just the division rivals, classic division rivals, and they were just incredible at going at each other the whole time. And Green Bay's really getting hot right before the playoffs, which is what you want. And Green Bay actually genuinely feels like they could win something, but I still don't trust them. And I don't have any real good reason. I have more like fake reasons. Like, for me personally, there hasn't been a team that's won a Super Bowl with a tie since I think 73. Ties matter to me. If you're tying a team, I think you're not very good. It's just like, ties are usually a sign that like you're not that good of a team. To me, you should be able to win the game or lose the game, and that be that, in my opinion. But with the Bears, a takeaway I have for them is Caleb Williams giveth and he taketh away, man. He was really good in this game. He was really good in this game until that last play where he tried to force it over the middle and threw, I mean, not over the middle, over to the side in the end zone and threw an interception. If he could have layered it a little more, maybe he would have got it over Keyshawn Nixon. But even then, he shouldn't have really even tried it. But Caleb Williams is so good, and he does some incredible stuff. But he always has these like kind of like moments where he tries to do too much. And like I said, he giveth and he taketh away. But let's the Bears seem ripe for a jump next year. But they still seem young and inexperienced to the point where they don't know how to win games like this yet. That Eagles win over the Eagles last week is probably like their first real one, where it's like, hey, you're facing a big time opponent. Yes, the Eagles aren't very good right now, but you're facing a big time opponent, right? And you got to go out there and you got to win this, right? So they're learning. It's nice to see them grow. Ben Johnson's killing it. Great game. One of my favorite games to watch. On to the next one. Cincinnati versus the Bills. Now this was so a lot of people are gonna call this the best game. It was a freaking incredible game, to be fair, but it didn't have that juice for me because the Bengals kind of suck. And the Bills don't suck, so it doesn't really matter. But it was a really fun game. Go to my notes. Joe Burrow flat out gave the game away, but he was also doing the heavy lifting for most of the game. Like Joe Burrow, yes, he threw those 2 interceptions, but he was doing the heavy lifting throughout the entire game, and he was running that offense, and they wouldn't have scored 34 points without him. But he also had that 2 interceptions, and he had that fumble at the end on a 2-point conversion. So it was a rough game it was a great game for Burrow because he made some great throws, but it was also a rough ending. And then Dawson Knox, I had to talk about him. He had a career day. Christian Benford for the Bills, I mean, he was going stupid. He had an interception. He had a sack. He was playing really, really, really well. And other observation is, and this is like no surprise, shocker, Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL. Like he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I think he's surpassed Patrick Mahomes. I think he's surpassed Lamar. I think he's surpassed Joe Burrow. I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL, and I don't think it's particularly close. He's just so dominant and so incredibly, like, he's gonna win the game for you. Like, that's just what he's gonna do. He's an incredible player, and he deserves all the flowers he's getting. Can't wait to see next week's game, or next week's game, which is gonna be Patriots Bills. That's gonna be. I mean, when's the last time a Patriots Bills game has had this much juice? Him and Drake May. That's gonna be some fireworks. Next game, Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. You had some vintage Rodgers moments in this game. Dropping back, not seeing anything down the field, pulling out, staying steady, setting his feet, bam, with a nice like 30, 40 yard throw. Right, he was pretty good today, and him and Arthur Smith were in their bag. Not today, but Sunday. I don't know why I said today, but he was good Sunday. And Lamar seems lost to me. I don't know what's going on. I talked about it a little bit earlier, but he just seems so like he's not trusting the system that he's in. He's still Lamar, right? You don't question his ability, but he just seems lost. Like he doesn't have the comfortability and the confidence in what his team is doing right now, to the point where he seems to be playing some hero ball and trying to force it. It kind of reminds me of Jalen a little bit. Obviously, Jalen doesn't have the arm strength and the talent that Lamar Jackson has, but I think similar things are happening where I think both of them feel like they have to overcome the problems with the team, and they're playing a lot of hero ball, which is leading to turnovers. It's leading to sacks that don't need to be taken, and it's leading to more problems, right? When Jalen doesn't trust his offense, which this is a thing that Jalen has seemed to kind of be dealing with for the last 3 years, in my opinion, where he just doesn't seem to, since Steichen has left, he doesn't seem to trust that offense like whatsoever, and it's hampered him. I think he's learned a certain style of quarterbacking that has hurt him. But back to Lamar, I think it can be similar here, where he can end up creating mistakes and doing things, learning the position, because you're always learning the position, you're always learning, but learning the position in a way where it's not helpful for him anymore, and it actually hampers him as a player. But he just seems lost to me, and he's making like rookie mistakes. And I hope we get a better version of Lamar next year, because the 2-time MVP, like he's really good when he's on, and I hope we get a better version next year. But as far as this year goes, this year is pretty much out of contention for those guys. On to the next game right here. Saints versus Buccaneers. Now, this game was fun. It was very, very fun. I want to start off with the bad stuff that I've been seeing. Baker's kind of reverting, right? Like his accuracy has been very erratic, and in minor ways where it's like the ball is like the ball needs to be here, but he's throwing it like right here. So then like a player has to like stretch out to go get it, which then oftentimes results in an incompletion. So Baker's been reverting, and I hope that stops. I love Baker, but Baker is also Baker. But the real story out of this game is Tyler Shough. Tyler Shough, he's played himself into the franchise quarterback conversation. I'm not going to sit here and say he's playing like the best. He's definitely clearly the franchise quarterback. But right now, he's played himself into the combo that when they go to the draft this coming year, they're going to have to ask the question, do we have our guy? Do we have our guy? Do we think this is our guy? Because Tyler Shough has been playing incredibly, and he was crucial in this game. He showed it factor in this game. He showed something where you're just like, oh, that guy's got something. Like he's more than just, the future backup bridge quarterback. He might have a little juice, a little franchise quarterback juice. And he had 2 rushing touchdowns in this game. I really, really appreciated watching him play in this game. And he was fun to watch. And I want to get his actual stat line. Box score, Tyler Shough. He was 13 for 20. Decent, 44 yards, 1 interception, 3 sacks, but he had 2 rushing touchdowns, and he rushed for 55 yards. So that's kind of a big deal. He's playing himself into this conversation of like, he's making it harder on the Saints to go take a quarterback coming up in this draft. That's what I would say. He's making it harder. I don't think he's secured like I'm the franchise quarterback yet. But he's clearly making it harder for them to just like go and say, we need a new quarterback. Like he's making it harder for them. And that's something I didn't expect personally, not from Tyler Shough personally. But moving on to the next game, Tennessee versus Cleveland. This was, speaking of franchise quarterbacks, this was the announcement game for Shedeur here. He gave them a lot of juice, gave them a ton of juice. 29 points. He played really, really well, and to the point where people were asking why is Shedeur not out there on the last play, which is a good question. It's a good question. Let's talk about that for a second. That was one of the worst friggin' plays I've ever seen. I think they needed a 2-point conversion to tie the game up. It was one of the stupidest plays I've ever seen to call in that moment when your quarterback is dealing. He was 23 for 42, 364 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. It did 97.7 rating. I don't understand why you would take the ball out of his hands for a stupid ass gadget play where Quinshon Judkins forgot to pitch the damn ball. It just seems very ridiculous, and those are the types of things that when you do stuff like that, it makes people go, okay, why are they hampering Shedeur Sanders? Why are they hurting him? I don't believe that's what they're doing, but like it sure does look like it when it's happening. But on to Tennessee. Tony Pollard had an incredible game. He rushed for 161 yards, 25 carries, 2 touchdowns. He had some like vintage Dallas Cowboys Tony Pollard there. Ward needs a good O-line to truly assess like how good or how bad he is. His stat line was whatever. 14 for 28, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 sack. He wasn't great in this game, but they still won the game, right? But you can't really evaluate him with how bad that O-line is. I mean, that O-line was just just terrible. That O-line was really, really, really bad. Myles Garrett is now 3 sacks away from the record. And he got 1 on Cam Ward, and they need more. They need more over there. And I think Cam Ward kind of has decent weapons right now. Like, I think they definitely need more there as well, too. But, like, I think Alec Manor has really shown up as, like, a solid, like, number 2. Solid number 2, maybe 3. Chimere DK has been solid. He's been more of a returner, but he's been solid. I think he's got solid weapons. Gunnar Helm's been decent, but they obviously need more there. They need weapons, but I think the O-line is the thing that needs to be fixed first, because that O-line is it's non-existent, man. It really is bad. Like, it sucks. It's not very good. And until they fix that, they're going to be a bad team. But at least they got the win here. That's got to be fun for Tennessee Titans fans, but they need to fix that O-line stat. Next game. The news out of this game is Shedeur was named the starter for the rest of the season, which is, I feel like they should have done that from the start of the season, but he's been named the starter as he should have, because he's been playing incredibly. He outdueled Cam Ward, even though they ended up losing. So he's going to be a starter for the rest of the season. That's going to be awesome. And now on to the Broncos-Raiders game. There's not really much to say about this one, because I feel like the Broncos pretty much were on cruise control the entire time. The score looks closer than it actually was. The Raiders are the Raiders are incredibly terrible. Just really, really bad. I think they might be the worst team in the NFL. I mean, in my notes, I literally wrote for the Raiders, God, just terrible. Like, just terrible. That's just what they are. But the Broncos are on cruise control. They're just leaning on their defense. They're letting Bo Nix be clutch. And they're just going to work. And meanwhile, the Raiders are, the Raiders. But next game, there's not much to say about the game. I don't want to go too long on that. Colts versus Jaguars. Now, to be fair, let's say this real quick first. Daniel Jones did get hurt in this game. He's going to be out for the season. He's tore his Achilles. But watching this game, Jacksonville would have won this game either way. Like, Jacksonville was cooking these boys defensively before Daniel Jones even went out, and Trevor Lawrence, I think, was playing probably one of the better games I've ever seen him play in the NFL. This was thorough dominance by the Jaguars here. I put for Indy, they are cooked. Jones's Achilles is just, it's bad. It's over with. And then Jacksonville, I think they would have won this game with DJ out there. Jacksonville's defense was forcing turnovers. Jacksonville's defense had 3 turnovers total, 2 interceptions and a forced fumble. They were getting after them, and I think the Jaguars are one of the more underrated defenses in the league. I think people know they're good, but I think people are not talking about how good they are right now. Granted, they're in the same division as the Texans, which I think are the best defense in the league. But Jaguars are putting up some incredible numbers right now. And if this continues and Trevor Lawrence is, he's going to continue to play. If he continues to play the way he's been playing, they're legitimate. They're a long shot, but they're a legitimate contender. They're a legitimate contender. Let's go on to the next one. And Jones is out for the rest of the season. And with that, Jones being out for the rest of the season, the Colts went in a head-scratching move for me. They went and signed Phillip Rivers, which I didn't even know Phillip Rivers was still, eligible to even be signed as a free agent. I don't know what the hell they think he's going to give them, but, we'll see. Geriatric guy. All right. Cardinals, Rams. Now, this game was also another just blowout. My notes here are the Rams are the best team in the NFL right now. They are playing like the best team in the NFL right now. And there's not really much competition as far as that goes. And Arizona, for them, I was thinking just like, how long does Gannon have left? As a staunch Gannon disavower, somebody who's never, who since he's left has been like good riddance. What does he provide as a coach to his team? Like, what does he do exactly? They don't really play that hard. Their defense isn't very good. They have good players, but not really much of a scheme. And he doesn't really do much. So how long does he really have left? I think he might be on the hot seat. I don't think he's on the full hot seat, butt burning, none of that. But, if this continues, he could get fired this year, or he could be like next year. It's like, all right, he's on the hot seat. If we don't get results, then, it's up. But on to the Dolphins, Jets. Also, not really much to say about this one. This was also a blowout. I want to, Brady Cook is trash, so you should be having Justin Fields in there. I know Justin Fields is injured right now, if I remember correctly. But at the same time, Brady Cook ain't it. I'm sorry. Miami. Oh, Achane is a real. I want to talk about Achane. Achane is a real every down back. Like, he's a true every down back. He can catch out of the backfield. He can run it, up the middle, outside zone, inside zone. Yeah, he can kind of do everything, and he's arguably in that conversation for me as like best running back in the league with Jahmyr Gibbs. But he's incredible, and of course he's incredibly fast. But that's really all I got to say about that. Dolphins 30-34, Jets 10. This is just a pure drubbing, really. Same thing with this game. Seahawks versus the Falcons. It was funny though, because this game was super close in the first half. I think it was like they went into the halftime 6-6 or 9-6, something like that. And then just the Seahawks just took over. They're so explosive. They're like so explosive because they just like see something. They just like they can be doing nothing, and then they just rack up 30 points on you very quickly. You know, through getting turnovers on defense, forcing turnovers, and then their offense scores fast as hell. Right? Like, they scored most of those points, 31 points in the second half. Right? So they're just really good. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. They're explosive team. They're going to be right there in the playoffs, and they're going to be extremely hard out. Next game, another blowout. 31-0 Minnesota Vikings versus the Commanders. I got something to say about this. I'm going to talk about Minnesota first because I want to save my rants about this after. JJ McCarthy looked really comfortable this whole game. They weren't really getting any pressure on him. His O-line was playing well. And I hope that continues for him because I like JJ McCarthy. I think good things about him. But let's get on to the thing that I really want to talk about. You know what? I'm going to say, what the fuck is Washington doing with Jaden Daniels? Like, why the hell is he out there? He's out there with a freaking sling, a freaking cast on his elbow. Why? Do you want another RG3 situation? Like, I don't understand. The minute like he had surgery on his elbow, he should have been shut down for the season. I don't even understand why he was even trying to come back. For what reason? Your team sucks with him right now. Not that because he's not good, but because their team is just as a whole is not well constructed. They have a team full of old farts. It pisses me off that they put him in harm's way just so he can prove how macho he is and be there for his teammates, instead of just recognizing that the kid needs time and to just shut him down. It's malpractice, it's stupid, it's dumb, and it's just going to lead to another RG3 situation, which I'm sorry, Washington fans, but that seems to be where it's heading. Hopefully he stays healthy next year, but they need to shut him down. And now they're still talking like, well, we'll see. It's week to week. No, it's not week to week. You're eliminated. Get him the hell out of here. Let Marcus Mariota take the hits. Like, what are we doing? He already barely knows how to slide and it doesn't really work well. He's built like a twig. Like, come on, man. You're putting this guy in harm's way, and it's just. He's had 2 seasons in the league, and I think he's had 3 major injuries already. Which was, he had the ribs situation last year where I think he missed a couple games. And the games he didn't miss, he played bad in. Then this year he's had, I forget, he had the shoulder, he had the elbow thing. And there was another thing he had early in the season that he missed time for as well. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was something lower body. But he's had 3 major injuries already. Like, sit this guy down and tell him to slide. Get him out of here when he wants to play, like, in that way, like if he's injured. It's just so dumb and irresponsible. And this is why poverty franchises stay poverty franchises. But anyway, moving on. That was the last game. I'm going to get to some injuries. Ertz, or I'm going to get to this injury. Ertz tore his ACL. And this is a sad one for me because I love me some Zach Ertz. But he tore his ACL, which he's an older guy, so this could have been his last snap that he played. Hopefully not. I love Zach Ertz, but you know, I'm praying for a speedy recovery for him and Daniel Jones and anyone else who has been injured, who will become injured. That is no joke. Playoff pitcher. So now we're looking at playoff pitcher. We got our 2 number 1 seeds, which are the Broncos and the Rams. And then in the wild card round, you have 2 seed Packers versus the Bears, which that would be an incredible game. 7 seed Bears. 3 seed Eagles versus the 6 seed 49ers, which I don't know what to even think about that. 4th seed Buccaneers versus the 5th seed Seahawks. This is as of week 14. And then in the AFC, you have the number 2 Patriots versus the number 7 Texans, the number 3 Jaguars versus the number 6 Bills, and number 4 Steelers versus the number 5 Chargers. So far, I mean, I'm loving all these games. I'm loving where this is going as far as like entertainment value goes. But there are some serious teams over here that all can do something. The Rams, Packers. I think the Bears are pretty damn good. I think the Seahawks are pretty damn good. I think the Buccaneers can do something. And if the Eagles decide to be better, I don't think they will. I think think they're pretty much cooked. But I do think they're still going to win the division. It's not going to be hard to, unless they completely lose out, which is a possibility. And you're going to see that I might believe that. But they're cooked to me right now. But as far as we go, this is the playoff picture as we see it right now. We got week 15 picks here. As you can see here, I did choose the Eagles to lose to the Raiders. This just feels like a trap game, man. I've watched too many Eagles seasons when they feel like this. This is like, everything crashing down. Everything's going to be the worst. You're going to have losses to teams. They're going to lose this game like 16-13, and everyone's going to burn the whole thing down. It just feels like that kind of season. But let's start from the top. Thursday Night Football. Falcons versus Buccaneers. I got Buccaneers. Baltimore versus Cincinnati. I got Cincinnati in that game. Jets versus Jaguars. I got the Jags. That's probably going to be a blowout. Patriots versus Bills. This was a hard one for me, but I got to go Patriots. I really like Drake May. I think they have the better overall defense. I think they have better weapons. I think they're a better overall team. Like I said, I got the Raiders beating the Eagles. Don't judge me. Rams versus Lions. I got the Rams in that game. Seahawks versus Colts. I got the Seahawks in that game. Sunday night, and then Bears versus Browns. I got the Bears. Texans versus Cardinals. I got the Texans. Chargers versus Chiefs. I think the Chargers are a better team than the Chiefs are right now, and that's not even particularly close. Washington versus New York. I got New York winning that. I kind of believe in Jackson Dart. I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to play. I hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't. Green Bay versus Broncos. This one was hard too, but I just like what the Broncos are doing more. I think the Broncos are going to win this one. Panthers versus Saints. I got the Panthers winning that. 49ers versus Titans. I got the 49ers winning that. And then Sunday Night Football, we got the Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings. I got the Cowboys winning that. And then Monday Night Football, you got the Steelers versus Dolphins. I got the Steelers winning that. So we'll see. I would give you a picks update, but I haven't been keeping up with my picks. Life has been really crazy. But I've been locked in. I'm getting back locked in my videos. I'm going to keep making videos. I'm going to keep doing stuff. But now we're going to go over my power rankings, y'all. These are my power rankings. Let's start with the who we drafting teams. Like I said before, these are the teams that are like, who we drafting? We don't know, because our season's over with. So I got the Jets last. I got the Tennessee Titans. I got the Raiders here. I got the Browns here. This isn't no particular order. It's more of a tier. But at the same time, I got them kind of in order. Then you got the Giants, Saints, Cardinals, Commanders, and the Falcons in the who we drafted team. Now you got the middle of the pack teams. But you got the Dolphins, Cincinnati, Kansas City, Baltimore, Minnesota, and Dallas. And then you got the long shot and dark horse teams, these are all teams that I feel like have a shot to win, but a lot of things have to go their way, or they have to make some massive changes to what they're doing. And there's just too many teams that are better than them. That's the Colts, Panthers, Texans, Chargers, Buccaneers, Steelers, Lions, Eagles, Seahawks, 49ers, Jags, Bears. Again, this is not in any particular order. The Chargers are not behind the Eagles. This is just a tier. Just a tier. And now we got the Super Bowl contenders. And these are ones that I legitimately think have a shot to win the whole thing. That's the Bills, Packers, Patriots, Broncos, and Rams. Now, I know what you're saying. Why the Bills? They're not very good. They don't have a good defense. I just believe in Josh Allen. And if the Chiefs are, I think, one loss away from getting eliminated. If this was ever a year for the Bills to win the Super Bowl, this would be the year. This would be the year. This is the 1 year you got. So you better make it happen. But those are my power rankings, or power ranking tiers. It was fun doing this right now. If you made it to the end of the pod, I would like to thank you for your time and your view. If you enjoyed the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm see my content. It helps me grow. It helps the channel. And stay tuned with Sideline Signal Sports Podcast by turning on notifications. See you again on Thursday for my recap of Falcons at Bucks on TNF. That's going to be a fun game. I'm hoping for a fun game. Until next time. Bye.